Well, hello. Welcome to Wood Chip Woodworking. Tonight, we're going to continue our little venture on a whistle. I got some blanks here. We're going to try to make a whistle out of them. Something I struggle a little bit doing this one, but we're going to attempt it and see what we come up with. So here we go. Welcome to Wood Chip Woodworking. My name is Paul Courtwright. Please share, subscribe, and like. And hopefully you'll enjoy this video. Let's get started on our project today. All right, so let's get started here. I'm gonna turn this around. So I got my little blank here. What I do is I made a cross on there so that I can find my center. Put this up in there. And let's get started on this. We're gonna make it round first. And then we'll put a spigot on it so we can put it in our chuck so we can drill our hole. You can probably drill the hole using the drill press, but I just think it's kind of interesting to do it with the lathe. So that being said, let's get started on this. Again, feel free to share, subscribe, like, and let me know what your comments on the video are. Tell me if you like the idea of doing any whistles like that or think I should do something different. So anyway, let's get started here. All right, so I'm going to use my skew and I'm going to make it round. So just going to turn it around. All right, let's put a spigot on the end of this so we can put it in our chuck, and then we'll get it started. You can see I got some flat spots there, but we'll deal with them. Somebody asked me, I don't remember who it was, they were asking me about, they turned a bowl and they had put a spigot on it, and when they were doing it, it kept coming off, the spigot broke. And I've experienced that in a few of the things that I've done before, and what I found was if the wood is a little bit soft, take a little CA glue once you get the spigot in place, and put a little CA glue around the spigot, and that hardens up the fibers, and that'll help strengthen your tenon when you put it in your thing. So what I'm saying is basically, so if this was a bowl, well, here. All right. So this one here is laying there. So if you're, and actually you can see that I did that on this one. He grabbed a hold of this, and this piece here broke off. And so I told him, I said, well, when you get a tenon in there, I said, put a little CA glue around this outer edge, let it dry, and that'll harden that up. So when you grab a hold of it, it'll be a little bit more solid. So it was just kind of I don't know what made me think of that, but I guess because I made a tenon right there. So I'm going to stick this in here, and I'm going to bring my tailstock up to make sure I get it centered. There. And tighten it up. Tighten up both sides. There we are. All right. So now I'm going to finish rounding this off, and then This is going to be the mouthpiece, so I'll make the mouthpiece and then we'll drill our hole. So let's get this rounded the rest of the way off and see what we got. All right, we'll do a little bit more back here. And I'll go right to the end down here. Got a flat spot in there still. Flat spot there. There we go. All right. So now what I want to do before I do anything, I want to make my mouthpiece here real quick. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to put it right about there. So I'm going to round this off. Come back here. And there's probably 100 different ways you can make a whistle. It's just the way I do it. Not right or wrong, it's just the way I do it. So, got that right there. That'll be a good right there. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to drill that out. So, I need I got this dowel here, so I got to find a bit to fit this. So, let me find a bit and I'll be right back. All right, 15/16 it is. So, and I want to go down roughly right about to there. So, I'm going to put it in as far as I can so the bit don't wander too much. And that'll take care of that. All right. So, line her up. We're going to go right about 300 RPMs. It's right there, 304. And we're just going to kind of go slow and just let it cut so it cuts straight. Go in about ½ inch or so and back it back out. I always start at 1 inch. And then just kind of go in about ½ inch, back it out, keep doing it. The reason I go in about ½ inch and again is because it cleans out the flights on my drill bit. It don't jam up. You can see the plates get a little bit full. And that should be plenty right there. So obviously the longer you make this, the different the pitch of the whistle will be. And since I'm just doing that, that's where I want to be. All right. I'm going to take my drill bit out, and I'm going to put my center back on, and I'm going to put my cone on so that I can put that in there. I need to clean up that end. Well, maybe I can do it without that if I just be real gentle. So I got my spindle gouge, and I just want to clean this edge up. There, just like that. All right. Yeah, that's better. So let's get a little piece of sandpaper here. Let's sand that up real quick before I put my thing in there. Kind of clean that up. And we're going to put our tailstock up so hold it so that when I sand this, I can push on it pretty hard and not worry about it pulling out of the chuck. There we are. All right. So now the thing that I want to do is I am going to just put a couple lines in there, and I want to trim that down to so. Let's clean up this edge here. There. All right. And I'm just going to put a couple burn marks in it just for the sake of doing it. Put one there and say one there. All right, let's put a couple burn marks on her. Crank it all the way up. This is a guitar string, and I just lay it down in my groove, pull down on it. And as you can see, and do the same thing back here. There, kind of neat little burn mark on it. Take our sandpaper and just clean up all that little bit. There, good luck. And we're going to part this off. We got our hole drilled. Everything's good. So I'm just going to part this off. And that should come right off there. There. Cool. I'll take that over to the sander and clean that little bit up. But so far, there's our whistle. Now let's go cut our notch in there and get started on that. So let's hang tight. All right, I'm going to do a little sanding on that, and then we'll be ready to go. All right, that takes care of that. Now let's measure out our notch and let's get started on that. So hang tight. All right, so basically what I want to do is I want to come in here and cut a notch out of it, kind of like what, if you remember, over my train whistles. So I want to go down about 3/4 of an inch. Is that far enough? Yeah, that would be good. So I'm just going to put a mark there at 3/4. And then I'm going to come down about 1.25 inches. Yeah, that would work. And put a mark there. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut this square, and then this will be cut out like that. So let's go over to the bandsaw and let's do a little cutting. Oh. Well, I apologize for that. I thought I hit record and I didn't. So what I did was I laid this up there and I cut my notch, and then I cut that out. So I got my notch. I apologize. I thought I hit the record button and didn't. So hang tight and we'll be right back. All right, so I got my dowel here and I'm going to slip that in there, the reeve, and then we'll put that in there. So I need to make a flat spot on that. So I'm going to cut me off a piece about yay long first. So I got me a piece here, and I'm going to go over and I'm going to put a flat spot on there. I'm trying to think of which side he's going to do. Okay, I'll be right back. Alrighty, let's see if she fits down in there like so. See if it works. And it works. All right, so I'll glue that in and we'll let her dry. All right, so let's glue that piece in. All right, here we go. We're going to glue this in. I just put a little glue on it. And then I just take it, shove it in the hole and turn it. And then shove it in. If you look, shoving it down in there just like so. And it still works. Okay, so I'll let that dry and then we'll be right back with that one. So the next one, what we're going to do is we're going to make a sliding whistle. So hang tight. So here's the pieces that I got. I just got a dowel here. I got a drill out for the slide part here. So I'm going to put this in my chuck, and it's just a 1 inch, 1 1/8 dowel, about 6 inches long, and we'll drill a hole down the center. This one here, we got to drill all the way through this, because when you blow on this end, it's going to come out and you have the slide in it. So let's go over to the lathe and get started on it. All right, so here we are. I'm going to put this in there in the chuck, and then I got to center it like so. And this will be my mouthpiece, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make the piece for my mouth here, and then we'll cut our hole. So all right. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now let's drill our hole. Take this out, put my drill chuck back in, and we'll drill our hole. Like I said, I'm going to drill all the way through that. So I got to take this is my bit for my other drill or whistle. So I'll put that one away. And all right. And I got my drill chuck. Here's my dowel that we'll be using. So I got my dowel, a little cheater gauge here. And it looks like it's going to be 29/64. I believe that's what this bit is. 29/64. I believe we're right. Okay, so I'm going to stick this in here. And I'm going to drill pretty much all the way through. This will be a little shorter. I'll cut it off. This is the only bit that I've got this long. So that's all right. And these here, if the longer you make them, the better the sound to them. So, all right. I shouldn't have done that. I got to put my thing in there because I got to recenter it. Because I moved that, and I shouldn't have, because I was like, that looks like it's off. So I got to recenter it. There we are. Now we'll tighten that up again. There we are. All right. Take that out and put my drill chuck back in there. All right. So go real slow. There we go. I'm going to go down all the way as far as we can go on this. Bigger bit, I went 3/4 of an inch on that. Clean out my drill bit. Three-quarters of an inch in. All right, that should be plenty right there. All right, that takes that out. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Put my center in again. And there we are. Now I'm just going to do a little shaping. Peel. I'll take that off with the thing. So what I want to do now is do a little shaping on this. And we'll clean it up, sand it, and we'll see what we get. All right, let's see here. I need my skew. And so I just want to kind of clean this up. There we are. Looks pretty good. All right. Do just a quick little light sanding on it. Actually, it feels pretty good, but I'll do a little quick sanding, and then we'll go from there. Sand our mouthpiece here. And this is just 120 sandpaper, nothing fancy. And I'll pull this out, clean up this edge. Alrighty. All right. Okay. And I need to part that off back here. So to get an idea of how far we went in, so I want to part it off somewhere right in there. So, so I want to part it right there. All right. I'm going to part it off, and then we'll go over to the drill or the thing and cut our notch like we did on the other one. We'll be all set. So, if you make these longer, like I said, gives it a different tone. Beginning to think I didn't, yeah, there's my hole. I should have went back just a hair more. That's all right. We can fix that. That ain't no big deal. We got our drill bit. Just a minor little problem. No big deal. I'll show you how we're going to fix that. I'll show you how we fix that. That's no problem. Get rid of this. And my chuck. We don't need very much to take off of that. So we're just going to stick our drill in there. Push this back out of the way. Stick this on here. Turn it fairly slow. And we'll just kind of push it and it'll come through. I see the point now. I'm pushing fairly hard, but not really, because I don't want to force it, and I just want to let it cut. So I'm just going fairly slow. And you can see I got the drill running. As you can see, it's getting a little weak there. It's not taking much. As you can see it's coming through. We're just kind of letting it cut. And Shazam! We have our drill. Got a hole. All right. So this will fit inside of there. It fits fairly smooth. That's what we want. So let's go over to the piece there, and we'll cut out our notch and get her set up. All right, so hang tight, and we'll be right back. All right, so we're going to cut in. We're going to cut our little groove out like we did here. So we want to go in about an inch. Put a mark. And about an inch and a half. Let's go 1 3/4. We're going to put a mark. Okay, so let's go around to the bandsaw here and cut this out. All right, so this time I'm going to make sure that I got my video on, so you see when I'm cutting this out. Got her cut out. I want to clean that edge up just a little bit. There. All right. So now we got our piece there, and we got to cut a piece here for this. So, yeah. All right. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to put the flat spot on this, and we'll be right back. So hang tight. All right, so I got this, and I'll stick that in there, and I'll glue that, and then we'll cut it off, and then we'll show you how the rest of the works. But just so you know, once I get that in there, and then this end will go in this, and when you blow on this, you go, and you slide this in and out, and it does that. So that's the plan. So let's get this glued, so hang tight. All right, let's get this glued in there. Get a chance for the glue to dry. I'm shoving it right down into there about like so. We'll put some more glue in there. This one's just a little bit looser than I want. So we're going to try to take up a little bit of that mess with some glue. Yeah, I think it's going to work. Just got to let that dry. So we're going to let that dry. Block here. Put that in there like so. It's a little bit too tall. like so. Let her dry. All right, so we got this one here to dry. Let's go cut the end of it off and do a little sanding down in there, and we'll see what we got. All right, so hang tight. All right, so here we are. We got our first whistle done. Test it out and see how it works. And it works. So that's this whistle. So now we got our other one done here. Got my slide in there. And it probably won't make a little loud sound because it's a short one. So let's see what works. Hopefully you heard that. It's very light. So that's how that works. So hope you enjoyed this. 2 simple little whistles. Thought they were fun to do. I'll probably give these away to the kids and go from there. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to share, subscribe, and like. And, you know, let me know if you decide you make a few whistles and how you do yours differently than what I did. And we'll go from there. All right. So take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good night. Toot toot. Here we go.